The battlefield was quiet now, but only in the way graveyards were quiet. Smoke drifted over the shattered plain. Broken armor and scorched bodies lay half-buried in the mud. The war between humanity and the Korean Empire had raged for 2 years, and this nameless valley was only the latest scar left behind. Private Daniel Rains staggered through the wreckage, his pulse rifle slung over his back, searching for survivors. His squad had been scattered during the bombardment. The comms were dead. All that remained was silence and the groaning of distant fires. He had every reason to keep moving, every reason to find his own people, to avoid anything that might slow him down. And then he heard it, faint, ragged breathing. Daniel froze, rifle raised. The sound came from beneath a collapsed piece of transport hull. With a grunt, he shoved it aside. Lying there was a Korean soldier. She was tall, slender, with pale blue skin streaked with blood. Her armor was shattered, one arm twisted at an unnatural angle. Her four luminous eyes flickered weakly as she tried to reach for a weapon that wasn't there. Daniel's training screamed at him, "Finish it." The Korean had slaughtered millions, had burned entire cities, had never taken prisoners. Every human soldier knew what mercy cost. But then he saw her struggling to breathe. The way her chest heaved, the way her gaze flickered, not with hatred, but with raw, desperate fear. And against all logic, Daniel lowered his rifle. He dragged her to the shelter of a ruined bunker. He patched her wounds with his own medkit, improvising where the alien anatomy baffled him. When she cried out in pain, he whispered softly, as if she could even understand. "Easy, you're not dying today." She watched him warily, confusion in her eyes. Humans were supposed to be monsters in Korean propaganda, brutes who killed without hesitation. Yet here he was cleaning her wounds, giving her water, keeping her alive. For hours, neither spoke. They simply breathed, the silence broken only by distant thunder from the retreating war. As night fell, she finally tried to speak. Her voice was soft, strange, almost melodic. Daniel couldn't understand the words, but he understood the intent. She wanted to know why. He thought about it before answering. "Because you're going to die," he said simply, "and I couldn't just walk away." Her eyes narrowed, searching him for deception, but there was none. Over the next 2 days, they survived together. Daniel shared his rations, even though food was scarce. He built a fire to keep her warm. She, in turn, showed him which alien plants in the wreckage were safe to eat. Slowly, suspicion gave way to something else. Respect. Daniel even laughed once, when she mimicked his clumsy attempts at repairing his helmet. Her chuckle was low and strange, but it was laughter nonetheless. For a moment, amidst the wreckage of war, they were not enemies, just two survivors. But the truth could not stay hidden forever. On the third day, as dawn lit the valley, the horizon shimmered with approaching ships. Human reinforcements. Daniel felt relief flood through him, until he saw the way the alien woman stiffened. She wasn't afraid. She was calculating, waiting. Moments later, a different sound echoed across the valley, the shriek of Korean gunships descending. Daniel's heart froze. Both armies had returned, converging on this broken place. The woman struggled to her feet, her wounds not fully healed, but her bearing suddenly regal, commanding. She turned to him, her voice clear, strong, unmistakable. "You do not know me, human," she said in accented English. "But your kindness, you will regret it." And with that, she activated a beacon on her wrist. The Korean ships veered toward her signal. Soldiers dropped from the sky, kneeling before her. Daniel's eyes widened in horror as the truth hit him. She wasn't just a soldier. She was the commander, the one who had led assaults that leveled entire colonies, the one whose name haunted military reports. She looked at him once more, her expression unreadable. "You saved my life," she said quietly. "For that, your world will have one chance. Do not waste it." Then she was gone, carried away by her warriors. When the human reinforcements reached Daniel, they found him standing in the ruins, stunned and silent. He told no one what had happened. Not the generals, not his comrades. But word spread anyway. Rumors of a human soldier who had saved an enemy commander's life. Rumors that the ruthless Kree warlord had spared entire cities afterward, refusing to slaughter civilians as before. No one knew why, but Daniel did. He knew that, for a brief moment, kindness had mattered. And in a galaxy tearing itself apart with war, that sliver of humanity was more terrifying than any weapon.